and welcome back to another video here on the Mattov'S FM channel, where in today's episode it is time for the Week 1 Premier League predictions. The Premier League is back and it's time. I think we've got to do it on the first week, you know what I mean? We've got to make those predictions with the set of fixtures which look like Week 1 fixtures, let's just put it that way. Very, very good opening games we have in this season, and hopefully we can go and get some right. I would like to think I'm not too bad at these predictions. Obviously, with the Premier League now starting, Fantasy Premier League is back. I had a bit of an interest in last season. I kind of got out of interest a little bit, but we're coming back this season, and hopefully we can go and make a very good league there. The league link will be the top link in the description, and also whilst you're there, make sure to go and join the Discord, where we have the channel in there for that, to go and discuss it, and hopefully we can go and make a nice little league, nice bit of competition in an FPL season, which is looking very interesting with all the new updates. Let's start with the first fixture of the season. Liverpool, the defending champions, play at home to Bournemouth. It is going to be a very emotional fixture with the unfortunate passing of Diogo Jota and his brother, but at home I think Anfield is going to be an incredible atmosphere for that occasion. You know, the defending champions, they're going to want to start off with a very, very good start. With all the new signings they've made, I don't see why they're not going to go and win this game. If you have seen the league predictions video, I'm not going to spoil it, but make sure to go and see down below, or go and see on the channel, I should say. You'll see why I think Liverpool will do so well, and I think it's understandable, and I think they're going to do just as well in this game here. Against Bournemouth, I don't see anything but a 3-0 win. I'm going to go with a 3-0 win at home. I think it's going to be the perfect start for the defending champions, and hopefully they can get off to the fine start that they'll want in memory of Diogo and his brother. The next fixture we have is the lunchtime game on the Saturday. What a game it is. Aston Villa versus Newcastle. I feel like this has been a classic in the last two seasons. These are two teams who are getting back to former glory, I should say, or they're getting to a new level, even going and exceeding what they formerly did. Aston Villa, it's been an interesting summer for them, but Newcastle is, I think it's a similar story, but also bringing in some players, but a very, very interesting one. I think it's going to be an interesting fixture. I do think Newcastle might get the edge in this one, or have a very good start off the bat. You know, in the summer, the travelling Newcastle fans are going to be very, very good, and against an Aston Villa team at home, I think it's going to be an interesting game. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw for this one here in that lunchtime game. But the last time I think we had Villa Newcastle in the lunchtime game, was it that 3-3 draw? If I'm not mistaken, it was a very, very good game, if I remember correctly, at St James's Park. Brighton versus Fulham. Brighton obviously had quite a good season, so did Fulham, to be fair, but did slack off a little bit at the end. I think this is going to be a very, very interesting game. I think on a tactical level, a very good one. I'm going to go with Brighton for the win here. I think they'll get the 2-1 win on the opening day. You know, Fabian Herzler with that team. They may have lost the likes of João Pedro in that team, but I think they will only continue to improve without him, and hopefully go and get the win in this first game to start off what should be, you'd like to think, a very good season to build on what they did in the last. It's the return of Sunderland in the Premier League. It's been a long time coming. I remember back-to-back relegations when that happened for Sunderland, but now they are officially back. The Stadium of Light is going to go absolutely mental, and it's West Ham who they invite to their stadium. This is going to be a very, very good game. I can already tell, you know, two very, very passionate, dedicated teams and fan bases. Sunderland strengthening their team very, very well. I think it's going to be a win for Sunderland. I do think they're going to get I think it's a 2-0 win. I can see it happening. West Ham had a bit of a poor season last. Sunderland, obviously a very good one. The Premier League is going to be difficult for them, but that opening day, I don't see why they're not going to go and get that win. And I think it's definitely going to happen. That 2-0 win, locking it in as the fourth prediction of the video. Next one up, Tottenham versus Burnley. Tottenham has been a very interesting summer for them. They've made obviously quite a number of signings, and also a signing of a new manager. And against the Burnley team, I mean, Burnley are just Burnley, aren't they? I think is the best way to describe it. Tottenham, I think, are going to have an interesting season. You can see in the prediction video, the league table prediction video, what I think of their season, but I don't see why they won't win this game. 2-0 win at home is what I'm predicting for this one. Simple as that. Wolves against Man City. It's been a I don't know what to describe Wolves at the moment. I think it's been a very difficult period for them in the last few seasons, and Man City, hopefully back on the rise, you'd like to think, after what has been a year where they will not win a trophy at all, and last season as well, going into 2024, have not won a trophy, but I don't see why Man City won't get the win here. I think a 3-1 win for Man City in this game will make the most sense. It's over to the Sunday games. We have 2 games at 2 o'clock. Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. Chelsea, the Club World Cup champions. I think they're going back to a bit of former glory as well. What a performance in the Club World Cup for them, making some more signings in that team, particularly up front. I don't see why Chelsea would not win this game. Crystal Palace obviously had a very good end to last season. Very unfortunate what happened to get relegated to the Conference League, and I think they will give a competitive game, but I don't see why this will not be another 3-1 win for Chelsea, and another very dominant display as we've seen, in particular in that game against PSG. What a blowout performance it was, and hopefully they have a good start to the season and give a real challenge to the next league champions, whether it's Liverpool or not. We'll have to see. Nottingham Forest against Brentford. Forest are going into the Europa League, which is quite a crazy thing to say. Everyone thought they'd be Champions League even, but Forest are going into the Europa League, and they play against the Brentford team, who've obviously lost some very key players in that side, and manager as well. Key figures is probably the way to describe it. I think this will be another really competitive game from a tactical level. I think 2 teams who are really going to go at it. Brentford might struggle a bit this season. Forest may not get to the same levels with all that European football, but I don't see why they can't go and get the victory in this game, Forest. But Brentford are also going to give them a tough test. I think it will be a draw. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in this game to open the season for both teams. I think they will probably be both happy with that result, and that's what I see happening. Arguably the biggest game of the weekend, Manchester United versus Arsenal. It's a classic at Old Trafford. Man United, can they get back to the same levels that they once used to have in that rivalry? Obviously, the 8-2 win, a very notable one. I don't think so. I think Arsenal are still in a good position, even if they are potentially not going to win the season again, if they've had those second place finishes. But to be fair, in all fairness, that game is a very, very it throws up some interesting results. But the first game of the season, Arsenal are going to want to get a statement win, and I don't see this game having too many, or not too many, but I don't see it having an extraordinary result. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Arsenal in this game and finally get that home victory. Man United typically having bad starts to the season, especially at home, and I think it will be the case here in this game once again against Arsenal. And then the Monday night game, we have Leeds United, who make their return against Everton. That will be a very, very interesting game. Leeds obviously making their return. I don't see why this won't be a very eventful game. Once again, we have 2 very, very passionate teams with passionate fan bases. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. I think this is going to be quite a high scoring game. I think both teams will, as I said before, be happy with a point with that draw. And I think this is a very, very good game to have on the Monday night to wrap up what is looking like a very, very good first match day. And some very interesting predictions in there. Hopefully it is a very good first week. Hopefully we have a good old week on the Fantasy Premier League. And make sure to leave your predictions down below in the comments, and also in our Discord, which will be the top link in the video. Let me know what you thought of those predictions. Are any of them too bold? I think in particular maybe the Sunderland one could be an interesting one. A lot of teams counting Sunderland out, but I wouldn't just yet. But yeah, that's hopefully been a very interesting set of predictions. If you did enjoy that video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll leave you with this little tune. I'll see you all for the next one, and thank you. Bye bye.